Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Doctrine. My name is Logan, and with me as always is my co-host Cody.
Howdy.
We're super excited to be talking about some of the latest news dropping from Star Wars about Ahsoka Tano.
Some of the biggest news we've heard in quite a while.
Probably since like the last leak of The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
So if you haven't heard already, Ahsoka Tano is prepared to supposedly be cast and appear in the second season of The Mandalorian, which will drop this fall.
Yep. And it's going to be Rosario Dawson is supposedly reportedly going to be the one playing her, which has caused a pretty fun uproar amongst the fans. Because as you guys know, Ashley Eckstein is the one who has voiced Ahsoka. So still details on yet to come on if they'll use her voice or if Rosario Dawson's voice will be the one in it. We don't know that yet. We just know she'll be the one behind the makeup. And so that sparked some interest.
This is pretty much 99% confirmed. There's several big sources actually claiming this. So
Yep.
We'll post on the page when the official confirmation comes out. But
From
it's
Lucasfilms.
basically coming.
Yeah.
So as you saw, there was a bit of a post that we put out about what role Ahsoka can potentially play in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we still don't know exactly, nothing confirmation on how many episodes she'll be in.
Could be one, could be
exactly.
8, however many there's going to be in the season.
Right. We don't know what role, how big of a role she'll play.
Walks by in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Watch all of that just for that.
But anyways, we got some really cool comments, and that's what we wanted to drop this podcast on, is Ahsoka and how she's going to fit into Mandalorian.
Yeah, so there is something, I don't know if you want to talk about first the comments or first kind of some of our thoughts. What do you think?
Bit of both.
Okay.
So first, how we called it snitches.
So if you go back to, and we should have checked what podcast number it is. We did have a podcast where we talked about, it was probably a Mandalorian podcast. I'm not sure. Anyways, where we did talk about...
Mandalorian one and a post-Mandalorian. It was the Mandalorian Rise of Skywalker connection episode.
Okay, perfect. Where we did talk about the potential that Ahsoka could play in Season 2. Obviously, we had no idea at that point, so we're patting ourselves on the back a little bit. But...
this was like 4 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a line in the finale, the very last episode.
Yeah, the very last episode.
The very last or the second to last?
Very
last episode where the armorer, says, talking to Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, about Baby Yoda, he says that the child is yours and it's part of your clan. And the way is either you bring it into your clan or you return it safely to its people. Those are your two options. And that's the way.
Right.
So that got us talking. We talked about, okay, well, what does his people mean?
Right.
And obviously the two options would be his people as in Force users, aka Jedi, or his people as in his species. But the armor also does say that his people, before that, he says his people She says his people are Force users. Like, what does she say? Like,
she talks about Jedi. She specifically calls them Jedi and references the Mandalorian Jedi War that happens.
Yep. So exactly. So she makes it seem like she believes his people are the Jedi.
So that's where our thoughts come from.
Right.
And then a few of you, or other people, have mentioned in our comments some thoughts on what Ahsoka could be if she really is going to be her Baby Yoda's people or if it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
Like one of our friends over at Ebon Hawk Podcast says that Ahsoka will play a small role just about teaching Baby Yoda how to like really use the Force.
And that'd be awesome because, we know he doesn't really, he's probably still learning about his powers. Just he's using Force Choke, which is probably a dark side ability, right?
Probably bad.
Doesn't know how to control
occasionally
what is.
Throws people backwards with the Force.
Yeah.
Can Force heal.
Obviously really powerful.
Baby Yoda's cranking out the Force like never before.
Absolutely. He's overpowered, but that's okay because he's cute.
This is true.
Rebels.Resistance says a reluctant teacher at first to Baby Yoda, and maybe it'll be while she's on her quest to find Ezra. Would be a nice way to tie continuity together.
Exactly. That was actually something I was speaking about with Analyzing Star Wars. Actually, we had a conversation about this. And wow, we're just like name dropping every Star Wars accounts we know.
Yeah, I know, right?
But we were talking about how the potential for a Rebels 2 series has been rumored for past like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And it's going to take place about finding Ezra after the events of the finale for Rebels 1 and how Ahsoka and Sabine are traveling out there. So this would be a really cool way to tie in, okay, we see Ahsoka in live action, which would be really great. And we get to see her, either A, just came back from finding Ezra, B, stopping midway, or C, we're off to find Ezra right now. So it could kind of show the continuity of that, but also I think would make me excited, if Ahsoka's like, hey, gotta go find Ezra, can't take care of Baby Yoda, you'd be like, oh, cool, I want to see them find Ezra, and that would maybe build up some anticipation for
a
released series.
Yeah. What are the chances that you actually get to see, like, she's already found Ezra and you get to see Ezra and Sabine in this?
I don't know. I feel like the chances would be pretty low.
Yeah.
Because I think when she finds Ezra, I think she might kind of go into recluse. I don't know. That's my theory. Is that
she still hasn't found Ezra at this point?
Then no, if she finds Ezra, she kind of comes back and is like, I'm going to be Ahsoka. Okay. I'm not going to be a Jedi Master to Ezra, who probably still needs one.
Right.
But I'm just going to be Ahsoka.
Makes sense. And then obviously we've heard rumors for a while now about Bo-Katan making an appearance. These rumors don't have a whole lot of grounds other than some speculation, but that presents an interesting opportunity, especially with the Darksaber involved.
Right.
The chances of that, I would say, are fairly decent. I would say more so than Ezra or Sabine, but I would like to see all of them, I think. It'd be cool.
For sure. We got Lego Cash Fat Bet gonna train Baby Yoda, and when the Mandalorian gets the Darksaber, he will. She will train him, and then they will go off and fight bad guys and live happily ever after.
All right. Wait, so so she's saying Ahsoka and Din Djarin? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I don't think necessarily like hooking up happily ever after.
Okay. Just fighting bad guys. Happily ever after, not necessarily in a love type of situation.
Platonically killing bad guys together.
That would be interesting, though. I mean, I guess Ahsoka's probably a little older, but age is so hard in Star Wars with aliens. Like, we don't really know. 50, if she's 50 to 60, that could be like 20 in human years. You just never know. Like, obviously Yoda.
Apparently, Baby Yoda's 50 and equals 3 in human years.
Right. Yeah. So. Exactly. So if he's 50 and he dated a 50-year-old human, that would be weird.
Yeah.
So like,
that'd be creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to say with that, but anyways, that'd be an interesting thing to throw in there, though.
It'd be interesting to see. One of my big hopes for Mandalorian season 2, though, in general, is seeing a group of people going out doing things. That was maybe one of my biggest complaints with Mandalorian season 1 is so much of it was Mando, which is awesome, but Mando doesn't talk that much. First of all, so
it's hard. Right?
Not a lot of character building.
Episode, yeah.
Baby Yoda is adorable, but also not talking a whole lot.
It's more fun when him and Cara Dune, and
it's Cara.
I know.
Gina's gonna yell at you.
I know. It's just so funny because in the show they say Cara, even though Gina Carano has very specifically stated multiple times it's Han,
it's Han. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It
happens all the time.
That kind of thing, I guess. Anyways.
Oh, I like this one. This one is from Carter Kulovic. I hope Mando finds a Jedi temple or something in his quest to find the child's home and discovers a lightsaber. And then he can use that lightsaber to fight Moff Gideon in like a lightsaber combat. Okay. Which would be super interesting to see something like that happen. Just like the discovery of more Jedi temples, kind of what's going on with the Jedi world now that, Luke Skywalker at this time isn't building an order. He's not really doing anything other than just kind of going around finding Jedi temples and finding Jedi artifacts. That's all he's really doing.
Well, and that's what kind of goes into the theory that we were talking about is if his goal is to find Jedi or Force users, there's not a whole lot of options at this point. Right. Maybe Ezra's alive, probably
Ezra somewhere,
Ahsoka
somewhere,
and Luke. Potentially this
mystery person in the latest comic who catches Luke's lightsaber.
Oh yeah, there is something about that. That's true. That it might be not coincidental that they're releasing that before they release. Yeah, that's a good point. So there's definitely options, but it's not a lot.
It's not like the High Republic era we're gonna get, or
tons of Jedi, right?
The regular Republic era where 10,000 Jedis is usually the estimate used.
And Carter also says that he doesn't think they'll come across Ahsoka till the end of the season, which I think is fairly likely as well. I don't think that she'll be in the first couple episodes. I think that'll be a lead up to finding her, to coming across her, or if she is taking. What if she's like almost the 2 or 3 last episodes? Because if they're trying to take Baby Yoda to her, They might not.
There
it might
should
be
be
a
some
whole
traveling,
season,
right?
yeah, a whole season until they actually meet her. She might be in there for 2 minutes, and maybe they'll do a season 3 where we get her more. You never know.
It's possible. I do think that you just have to look and see which episodes Dave Filoni's directing.
Yeah,
and that's the one she's gonna.
That's
be.
the one she'll first be in. I can guarantee. I will put bets. Big. What does he say? Fat bet. Fat bet. I agree with that. That the first episode she's in, Dave Filoni will direct it for sure.
I feel like that's not even like a
he
bet
might
at this
direct
point.
some others before that.
Right,
but
he will be the director of that episode.
Yeah, because
he's so protective of his characters.
That's his baby. So.
But yeah, so I guess what is your thought on this? I mean, there's some really good thoughts, and I think they mirror much of what we've been saying.
Sorry, I just want to read this one. She's going to be Baby Yoda's mom, which means her and Mando got a smash. I have spoken. That is from Dobster98. Yeah, so there's my theory, right? There's what I was just saying, is that there's a chance they could find some love and romance in there, but I still like him and Cara Dune.
Why would you give up Cara Dune for anybody?
Yeah.
Cara Dune's amazing.
She is, but Ahsoka. Anyways, I think that my biggest thought is that I think they will somehow hear of her from the pipeline, that there's another Force user or something, and his goal will be to take Baby Yoda to her. Now, my guess, they get there and either she's already on a quest,
Okay.
or it could be to find Ezra. I don't know. I don't think he's going to drop Baby Yoda off with her and be like, okay, see you later, Baby Yoda. He's going to want to stick around with Baby Yoda because he's going to be attached to him.
Right.
And that's a clan of 2. I don't know. I would like to think, though, that they're forming a team, like you said.
So you think there's going to be a team?
Yeah, I would like to think that it's going to be him, Cara Dune, Baby Yoda, Ahsoka, and what's Carl Weathers' guy's name?
I knew it until you asked me, by the way.
The gosh dang, the leader of the guild.
Mm-hmm.
Him, anyways. And that's like their little team.
So they're going to be out.
They're going to have to come up with some mission. But
saving the day.
I think that will be the goal overall, is them trying to find Ahsoka so that Mando can reunite him with the people.
So, but ultimately
they'll become friends and stay.
Ahsoka's going to hang out and join the little the group with Grief Karga.
There you go. All right, cool.
My theory is I think he's going to find Ahsoka,
and
I think he's going to be like, "Baby, take the baby." Like, he'll be sad about it, but he'll be like, "This is not mine.
It's better safe with you."
You know, he's with you or whatever. And then Ahsoka's going to be like, "I'm not a Jedi. I'm just a Force user, and this isn't my place."
So
he needs to be with his people, and then Ahsoka like bails out. That's it. One episode only.
That's all we get to see her.
That's all we see of Ahsoka. She's either on a quest to find Ezra or something else. But she's like,
I'm already on a quest.
Exactly. But she doesn't want to be involved because she feels like he needs to be trained by a Jedi master, and she's not a Jedi, so she's doesn't want that responsibility and thinks he needs to be returned to his actual people. And then now I see Din Djarin, Baby Yoda in his backpack, off to go find what Yoda's people
Baby
are.
Yoda. Planet of the Baby Yodas.
And it looks just like Yoda with green and giant ears.
Dude, that would be so cool. It's just slowly turning in space. That'd be awesome. I love that.
So I think that's my theories. Ahsoka will like kind of be like, no, he needs to be with his people, and his people aren't Jedi. His people are who his actual people are.
Okay, so you see her maybe 1 or 2 episodes max.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it's a flip of a coin at this point. There's just no way to know. You know, one of the things that's interesting to me is like you said, if Ahsoka really is kind of sort of denounce the Jedi Order, right? Would she want to train him in the ways of the Force or whatever? I don't know. It would be really cool if she's like, Luke is better set to train him. Be cool if she like acknowledges that Luke's out there or something. I mean, obviously we're likely not getting Luke in the show, but it would be cool like to get a mention.
Baby Yoda. That'd be terrible.
That would be so sad. Oh yeah, she just drops Baby Yoda off at the Luke's Jedi Temple.
Luke's Jedi Temple and nursery.
And then Kylo and the Knights. I guess it's more the Knights that take down the temple, and that would in Snoke, but that would be
messed up.
That would be sad.
But yeah, I ultimately just don't think Baby Yoda is gonna get removed from the show, and I also don't think Ahsoka.
Too much money.
I don't think Ahsoka's gonna be in the show too much. Because, I mean, for me, I don't want, as much as I think Ahsoka, especially as she gets into her older years, is super interesting and super cool character. I want to watch Mando. I want to watch Cara, and I want to watch Grief Karga, sort of, but like mainly Mando and Cara, because their relationship is interesting and fun to me, and I would rather it focus on them. I wanted it to focus on Queel too, but he's dead, so that kind of sucks.
That is freaking sad. He was a great character. But, you know, they weren't scared to kill off someone you cared about, and sometimes that's important in a show. This was the comment I was looking for, though. It's Real Annie Skywalker, and I like this comment. He says, "What I can predict now is a fight with Moff Gideon. The actor said that Mandalorian Season 2 will have lots of lightsaber action, so I think it's likely that he'll fight Ahsoka." And that's something we've talked about and posted on the page, is that Carl Weathers did say...
lightsaber
action. He said there's going to be some lightsaber action. And so everyone just assumed, he's probably talking about the dark saber. But this, opens up some thoughts.
Right, because Ahsoka could go off and kill something by herself.
Yeah. And I do think the dark saber being released as the last episode means it'll probably be a driving plot for season 2. So there's a good chance you could see a Ahsoka lightsaber battle with him. Be interesting. I don't ever see Mando fighting with a lightsaber personally. He's just a gun kind of guy, but I guess it's possible. There hasn't been I see him getting the dark saber at some point.
Right.
Maybe Ahsoka could train him with the lightsaber, the dark saber.
We could have like a kind of throwback to Rebels where Sabine gets trained by Kanan and Ezra to use the dark saber.
Exactly. And doesn't mean Mando has to learn how to use the Force. Just like Ahsoka knows what she's doing with the lightsaber, so she could train him how to use it. That'd be pretty cool seeing.
Just like Sabine, actually.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so
I like that.
It would be interesting, and I do think a lot of people are leaning towards Ahsoka being the master of Baby Yoda, but I do think it'd be interesting if Ahsoka is just a third-party person who is helping not make Moff Gideon kill people.
Yeah, I hope that we get to at least learn a little bit about what she's doing. Even if it's not like her quest with Ezra, I would just like to know that she's out doing some good in the galaxy, which I'm sure she is, and just learn a little bit about what that is.
Maybe she opened up her cafe.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So she's got a cantina, she's got, I don't know, but her personality is that she'll be doing something to help not let the Empire come back, not let the First Order rise.
Fail.
Yeah, but so she's obviously doing something. I'm excited to find out what that is.
No matter what our predictions, I'm sure will be somewhat incorrect. It will be interesting to learn more about Ahsoka, and who doesn't want to see more of Baby Yoda?
Of course.
But that's what we got for you today. If you have any other comments, still throw them up on the Instagram, Facebook pages, or our YouTube right under this video. Let us know what you think Ahsoka will do, and how many episodes, or let us know what you think.
Yep, can't wait to see what you guys have to say. More on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, may the Force be with you.